All right, hello and welcome everybody back to the stream. I'm Yoursimcfi. I really appreciate all you guys stopping by. Today we're going to be checking out the brand new Falcon 50. This is Contrail's first addition to the aircraft market. This is, if you guys don't know, it's a private jet. Can be used with actually quite significant range on it. They do, you can go New York to Europe with that thing. One stop, no fuel. You can even go probably go like Philly, Europe. So impressive range. It is a tri-jet. We'll be taking this thing over to Myrtle Beach. I'll be checking out that scenery. And if you guys want to buy this comes out on Thursday, the 25th. It'll retail for $40 US or $39. And if you want to save some money on that, you can use the discount code down in the description. It'll be down there for you guys to copy and use if you want to save some money on buying this this airplane or anything on the Contrail shop. I'll save you some money. I made a video earlier today about this aircraft, and specifically in that video, I mentioned the flight model being not up to my liking, and everyone has their own opinion, but that's just my opinion. I've heard news that apparently the developer has found some code that was incorrect or something like that, so maybe we'll see an update on the flight model. I don't know what they're going to do, but we'll see. I don't know. But other than that, for their very first aircraft that Contrail ever produced, they are using different systems from different developers, like their FSS, FMS. Yeah, the flight management system is from the company Flight Sim Studios on the 7.2. And I think their screens as well. So they kind of took some stuff from other developers, but paid them for it and used it and coded it themselves as well. But for their first attempt, it's definitely not a travesty. It's something to be proud of. And if they don't abandon it and keep working on it, it will be better in the future. So we'd like to see what they can do with this airplane in terms of texturing and all that kind of stuff and flight model, and get it up to speed with maybe some of the elites of the business. But for right now, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take off all our covers here. And notice this torque link here is unlinked. We're going to keep it unlinked because we're going to tow this aircraft out of where it currently is, and then we'll start up the engines once we're away from the hangar area there. We'll leave the chocks in place, but we will go ahead and remove those engine covers there as well. And we'll take just a nice little trip around the airplane. The textures look pretty decent. We're in the PMDG livery just because I thought it's funny. So we'll fly Mr. Rob over to Myrtle Beach from Key West. This is MK Studios Key West is what we're using right now. Beautiful, beautiful scenery. The aircraft looks really nice. Only has one reverser, by the way. The one reverse thrust is only on the center engine. The other two do not have a reverse. But we'll go ahead and step inside the aircraft now for the first time. Here we are sitting in the cabin. This is the interior, obviously, of the jet. Very good looking cabin. Makes you think of you know, someone's loaded who's flying on this thing. Some stuff I've noticed is movable and has click spots, so you can do that. And some other stuff does not have a click spot, but you can use it. So these don't have click spots, but they do work. So you can do that kind of stuff. Go ahead and put that away. Jex, welcome. Thanks for stopping by. Anime, hello. Said, I tried, boss, but just for you I stay. Okay. Oh, I tired. Sorry, never mind. I read that wrong. Thank you. Appreciate you staying here. Jex says, what's the range of this thing? Off the top of my head, I don't know, but it has to be in the 2,500 mile range if I were to guess. 25, 300, or 3,000. So some of these work, some of these don't. I don't know which ones. Obviously, we don't really care about that too much, but I know some people do like to see it. But anyways, this is the flight deck of the Falcon 50. The breakers don't work, if you guys were wondering. Those don't work. That's not really too big of a deal. But the screens are from the FSS 727 Super, I'm pretty sure. The FMS is from the 727 as well. It's the GNS XLS system. FSS, Flight Sim Studios, is coded. Your autopilot controls are going to be down here. Actually. Flaps. Your 3 engines, which I'm actually using my CRJ throttles currently, but I should be using my 727 throttles for this, but I don't have them hooked up just yet. And we're going to go ahead and start up this airplane. It's not too bad to start up. and get going. So up here, we're going to select our battery number 1, our battery number 2. The sounds are pretty good inside. We're going to turn our bus tie to tied there. You love the Falcon? Yeah, the Falcon's a pretty sweet looking jet, pretty cool jet. I'm really excited to see what they can do with this in the future to make it a little bit more, I guess, high fidelity, if you want to call it that. With that running, you can either attach the ground power. There's a little iPad in here. They use the default Microsoft Flight Sim iPad, but then you do have the Contrail 50 app, and you can attach the ground power from here if you want, or you can just start the APU. Let's go ahead and turn this switch over to external power. Turn on our AC systems and our EFS 1, 2, and radio panel. So all our screens are coming up online. Let's go ahead and turn on our FMSs. There we go. Leave the APU off, just save fuel and to save people's ears. The APU is crazy loud on this thing. That was the wrong button. Go ahead and turn this on. We'll click map. Okay. Can zoom into where we are right there. Going to go back to this iPad. We're going to click the, by the way, it has a built-in replay feature. That's what this is. Click the X, weight and balance will download from SimBrief. And you can do a real-time refueling, or you can just tell it to do it immediately. And it's just going to do it immediately for you when you click these little arrows. So that's all done. I haven't found a performance section to this, like takeoff performance and stuff, but I just kind of eyeball it and go with it. Ken says, watch a few previous previews and this looks so good. Yeah, it's okay. It's pretty good. It's very good for a first try. The flight models, I don't like it. There's some things that are physically wrong with it, like just general aircraft physics. And then there's things that I can't confirm if it does or not that I just don't like currently. For example, the max demonstrated crosswind of this is 38 knots. And after 15 knots, you run out of rudder authority, so you might end up in the grass. It's kind of actually funny. There's some things in the flight model that are a little weird, but the texturing is not bad. The sounds are good. There's not any bugs that I've noticed, so that's good for a first launch. It's flyable, so it's definitely a solid launch for their first one, and it's going to be good to see what they come up with in the future for sure. Under options, I've went ahead and turned the where was it? The flight director. It starts off in the V bar, which is the single queue. I've turned it to X bar, which is the dual queue flight director. I hate single queue, so I changed that. Let's go ahead and align our IRSs. They're just over here. That's the captain side. And we'll get the FO side. And then our FMS, we'll press enter on both. And then this is Key West to Myrtle Beach. We'll press this button. We'll press enter. And we'll press select. And our departure is going to be runway 09. And the departure SID is the Buffett 1. That's the only chance we have with the Maltlik transition. We'll select that. Our arrival. It looks like there's no stars for this airport, and that reigns true. There's nothing there. So we'll plug in our approach information later. And we'll just do that later. Our VNAV system, it does have advisory VNAV. I don't believe it flies the VNAV for you, but it does give you advisory VNAV of what feet per minute you should be at and all that kind of stuff. Let me lower the sounds a bit. Oh, there is no sounds. There you go. Now you get sounds. Sorry about that. You guys got to tell me this stuff. Do you fly our LJX? Yeah, I fly the CRJ 900. Aviation Bros, welcome. Thanks for stopping by. Hope you're doing well. That nav thing doesn't seem like it should have that taxiway detail. It's low-key giving the default Asobo Avionics as. Yeah, I don't know where they got this from. I don't know if real Falcons have this. I want to say it probably not, but you do have this in here. You can pan it, which is kind of interesting. So, yeah, there is that. But in terms of our FMS, this is actually pretty much done. And we're just going to wait for our INS to align itself. It's still aligning, so we're good on that. While we're waiting on that, we're going to go ahead and change our view of the screen. It's kind of hard to see because the yoke is stuck there because no hydraulics. But right now we're in this green needle navigation. I got to click this HSI mode I think twice. And there we go. Now we have a better arc screen, but I've meant to actually click the course button twice. And now we should have nav 1. That's what you're going to want to see, nav 1. If you don't have nav 1 or 2, you won't be able to use the FMS data. So when you go click LNAV, it won't follow LNAV. It won't work unless you're like that. Kind of like the CRJ green needles versus white. So this is white needle in the CRJ. And then there's our route right there, all plugged up for you. The range is here to adjust the range. If you just start twisting it, it does your decision height. As you can see, decision height at / range. So you got to pull it up. So up, and then it acts as the range. As you can see, the scale changing there. A little weird. You'll kind of get used to it. I'm still unsure of what mode they use in takeoff. I assume they just take off and then gear up speed mode with that button there, and then nav mode or heading, depending what they want, kind of like the CRJ. I'd imagine they do it somewhat of that style. Oh, sick. I'll be at the CRJ soon. Nice, nice. Enjoy. Enjoy. We're going to leave this page on AFCS graphics enter. And then we'll have this set to track up. So I'll leave this GPS, this FMS like that, and I'll have this GPS set to direct. That way I can go direct any waypoint I need to go direct to. Our screens have come up and they're all online. You can see they're pretty flat. There's no like CRT looking display type thing, but again, it's their first attempt. And I was talking in a CST Flight Decks channel, Discord, and he pointed out that these don't look like they even have glass on top of them, which they kind of don't look like that. They kind of look like very clear. But again, I'm gonna keep saying it, but it's their first attempt at a plane. So anyways, we'll turn the booster on, and we're basically ready to go almost here. So we'll go ahead and turn the nav light on. Should have been on from before. Whoops, not that one. Nav light should have been on from before. Emergency lights can go to armed. Seatbelt sign can go on. No smoking sign can go on as well. We can go and just turn all the boosters on at this point. We're about to be starting up here soon. And the transfer pumps. Go over here to start the APU. I'll put the sounds up for you guys so you hear the APU. It sounds pretty good. We'll press master. And the way that the video taught me from Contrail was you do master, then gen, and then start. Go outside for that start. Hopefully the audio is not clipping. If it's clipping, let me know. Very, very loud APU. One of the loudest apparently on the ramp. Hey, Taco, always wanted the Falcon 50. That wasn't Coronado. How is this one? It's right now on the same level as a Coronado. It's a little better in some ways to bleed air on. In the ways I'm talking about is they have this, they have this little breaks off to tow thing. They have that. They have a custom tow feature, which we will be showing you guys in a second. We'll show you that tow feature. They have some cool walk-around stuff that you can do with a fuel truck that CST mentioned as well. But it's the flight model still feels very default and basic, in my opinion. The systems are good though. It can fly A to B just fine. It's using the 727 Super EFIS and screens, and then it's using the 727 FMS as the FMS as well, and they've openly said they paid FSS to use their avionics. Anyways, the APU is online. Let's go and turn this back to normal, and we're going to go ahead and get rid of our ground powers. So ground operations, let's close the main cabin door by clicking this switch right there. Watch how it gets quieter. Sounds are pretty decent. Alrighty, doors closed. We'll set the parking. Actually, the parking brake is off. We'll leave for tow. External power can be disconnected, and the shocks can be disconnected. And now we'll bring up this custom tow feature. This is made by Contrail. This is actually a very good idea and a very good addition to the aircraft. We'll press this little connection button. Now, for this to work, you need to make sure. I'll go outside. You need to make sure that your torque link is unlinked, and currently it's linked, but Get rid of you. You got to make sure it's unlinked. Like that. And then you can use the tow feature. You can also do that from the iPad by just going here and the torque link button there. We'll connect it up. And then now I can move forward, backwards, left and right. You can do this from external camera, doesn't matter, but I can start doing forward. And notice that I'm towing myself. Now right now there's no truck attached, but I heard somewhere that there's supposed to be like a truck that's supposed to be attached to it. The faster I click, the faster I go. We'll turn ourselves to the right. That's an all stop button right there. Just gonna get somewhere more on the ramp to start my engines, and then we'll just free taxi around. Street, thanks so much for the subscription there. Really, really appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, we'll go ahead and stop right there. We'll disconnect the tow. And then the tow operator will go ahead and reattach the torque link, and we can get rid of that. Brakes off, ready to tow, because now the brake will be set. All right, guys, so we're ready to start our engines, so we'll get going here. SG says, does it have any other nav options? What do you mean? It can do VOR, ILS, obviously, RNAV. I don't think it has ADF, but no one really wants ADF usually anyways. Let's go ahead and put our standby pump to auto. There we go. And let's go ahead and start our engines. These are our engine starters here, and it's a 12% N2 is where we add fuel. So we're going to start number 2 first. That's the center engine. I'll give you guys some sounds outside. Starting 2. All right, and 12% comes up quick, adding fuel. That's 2004, a little bit. That APU is so loud though, guys, that all the engine noise just gets surrounded by a high-pitched squeal of APU, so you can't really tell what's going on. We'll start number 3. You see the N2 comes up quick, 12%, adding fuel. Go back here for you guys to hear. The resolution. As someone who tugs small jet aircraft for a living, I love how they added the best tug feature. Exactly. Yeah, it's that's the thing, guys. If you saw my video on this earlier, people took it as a negative review. Some people took it as a whatever review. There is some negative parts to this airplane, but for their first try at a plane, Contrail's never made a plane before. It's pretty decent, even though they had help from other developers. It's pretty decent. The flight model is still a bit the biggest lack for me, and it's kind of I might not fly it as much until that does get fixed, just because a flight model really does make or break the plane for me in a lot of ways. But it's definitely not a bad airplane, and if you like business jet aircraft, you will have fun with it. There's 12%, adding fuel on number 1. No GTN 750? No option for that. Alrighty, all the engines are up and online. The electrics get auto transferred over, so we can go over to the APU and we can press the generator button, bleed air button, stop. So you can hear a difference. Kind of hear that APU shutting down. It's super, super loud. And once the EGT and the APU RPM is at 0, we'll press the stop for the master. So RPM 0, master off. Alrighty, so now we need pitot heat, mock trim, and bus tie. So the bus tie can be put back to normal. Our pitot heat, norm, and that's windshield heat, and pitot heat on as well. So this is windshield, this is pitot. And then mock trim is going to be all the way back here, if I remember, right there. Mock trim on. We'll do a we'll do a slats only takeoff, so we'll put it to slats. There's those slats coming on down. And we have no warnings here, and we're good to taxi. So we'll be taxiing out to runway 9. The frequency is 18.3 from memory. That one right there. Oop. All right, let's go ahead and go parking brake off. And then we're going to just taxi straight ahead. So parking brake off, engines idle. The airplane does not move on its own power. I don't know if that's real or not. I would assume this type of aircraft would move on its own power. The little nose gear sound is very nice. I hope they continue to update this while they gain experience while developing. That's what I'm hoping for. This is a very good first launch. It's not broken in any... Well, if you count flight model not being finished and broken, but it's not like buggy in any way. So that's nice. You can use it. It'll install just fine. Clear on the left, clear on the right. We'll throw the taxi light on as well. And the collision to red. There we go. On the trailer, they focus so much on that beer can. I do same as you can try opening it. We're gonna start to squawk. What was that there? 76, 75. Oh, it's this style. Oh, that's terrible. 76, 75, and transponder. Go. Animations need a little bit of work, but that's fine. I'm gonna have nav mode armed, and that's about it. I don't know what they actually take off in. I'm not too sure how they take off. I haven't found a toga button, so it's not like there's a takeoff mode for the flight directors. Maybe they take off with no flight director. I'm not too sure. If anyone knows Falcon, you guys can let me know what they do. You can really get this thing in the air quickly. Oh, 100%. Yeah, if you're not streaming and you're just doing this on the fly, you can get this thing up and running in like 5 minutes. We'll set 5,000 feet initially. I forgot to do that actually. What does it say? Push to... Oh, push for hundreds. Okay. The animation seems a bit better than from your video earlier. Did they update it since then? I think they actually did. I think they put out a little bit of a patch. I don't know what they put in the patch, but they did something. US traffic, it's November 500 CR Bravo, line up runway 09 for departure. I had to look at my call sign, forgot what it was. We'll go nice little right hand turn here. In the PNBG logo, by the way, guys, that's the only way to fly this airplane. On the runway, we're gonna go anti-collision all, landing light on. That's about it. I'm way off the line there. Are you using still ones that you showed in your latest settings guide? No, I've upgraded to a 5090. So everything is set to ultra and ray trace shadows except for buildings and stuff. I have all those selections, trees, buildings. I have all that to high. All right, guys, we're gonna run these engines up. This is my first takeoff in a while in this thing. I haven't flown it for a couple days since I basically made the video. There's also a sound. There used to be a sound glitch. I don't know if it's still here, but anyways, we'll run these up to 50% N1. All right. There's the glitch. See? We still have 50. Sound? No sound. Sound? No sound. I think someone talked about that. I don't know how to get it back. There we go. Releasing the brakes. All the way forward. Oh, I turn my cameras on. Check.
80 knots.
Check. I don't know why they call airspeed live. There's a knot call.
Rotate. Pause and brake.
You're up. That little sound, by the way, that's the trim, if you didn't know. Alright, so while we're in the air, I'm going to quickly attempt to click climb, and then we're going to go direct, Moody, enter. It seems like the nav mode won't pick up. That's fine. We'll go flap 0. Click nav again. Still says VOR. I think that's my fault. Oh yeah, I went back to nav. I thought I changed it. There we go. FMS. I swear we changed that earlier. So heading FMS is armed. Let's go back here. Direct. Moody and FMS capture. All right. Well, the gear and the flaps are up. We're set to climb 250. I'm going to select the autopilot and the yaw damper on. Take off the camera there. Yeah, so on the ground I had it set to FMS, and then I don't know why it changed itself back to nav, but it somehow went back to nav mode. There's no controllers here, so let's go ahead and get myself a little higher. Cruise altitude is going to be 43,000. Holy crap. 43,000. That's higher. I've only been to 41 in real life. Never been to 43. RJ can't go that high. But we're set to climb 250 and FMS, so it's going to start pitching for 250 knots, kind of like the CRJ, and we're in LNAV navigation, FMS navigation. That's what's going on. I'm currently hovering over the buy button for the Moza yoke, but just not sure if I should pull the trigger. If you're not sure, Taco, make sure to go use my Moza link, and then you can press buy. The Moza yoke is awesome. The only problem is if you're going to do airliners with it, the new upcoming wing control yoke might be better just because it is pendular. But for a budget, force feedback, small compact yoke system, I love it. It's the only yoke I use. I don't have anything else anymore. But be sure to use that Moza link down in the description if you're gonna use it. If you're gonna buy it anyways, might as well help a friend out. 1940s MG gun trim by the Lord. Yeah, exactly, my lord. Flyby Few says, I remember flying this plane at FS EXPO Providence, and I don't think the devs appreciated my flying skills. No beta test for me. Do you have photogrammetry enabled? I do. Well, we're over water, but I do. Will do for sure. I'm just getting away from honeycomb. I can't stand the springs. Oh yeah, the honeycomb yoke I don't know if it's widely known, but the honeycomb yoke is my least favorite yoke system on the market. It's way too springy in the roll, like so loose in the roll, I should say, and so like heavy in the pitch. It makes like 0 sense in an airplane. You will love, if you're gonna do a lot of GA stuff, you'll love the Moza. The Moza needs a lot of tweaking with profiles. I have a ton of them that I can send you, but you do have to tweak the crap out of it with profiles as well. So it's not a free lunch in the Moza, but it is awesome. The only thing that will beat the Moza, in my opinion, is the Winwing or the Wing Control 737 yoke. I tried it at the Expo and I loved it, and I really want one. But then you have to deal with where you're going to put all that stuff. Here comes 10,000 feet. We're going to go lights off. Seatbelt signs, you're free to roam around the cabin, whatever. We're a business jet. Smoking sign is off as well. Feel free, do whatever you want. And that's about it for that. Put all the anti-collision lights on, I guess. I was already on. Cool. So now it's climbed to 60. It's automatically adjusted itself a little bit. I'm not sure what the correct climb speed is or what even the correct climb power is. Do I just leave these in full and let her go? Or do I back it off? So I'm not too sure. There's no detents. I'm not too sure what to use. So I'm just gonna fly it kind of like this. My sim runs like absolute garbage. I'm not gonna lie. Jex, use the FPS guide that I have. That I was running before on an older card. If you guys are just tuning in as well, it'd be awesome if you can press the like button and subscribe. If you guys are just tuning in for the first time on my channel, welcome, welcome. I make flight sim and DCS content. I used to be a flight instructor in the 172. Now fly the CRJ 900. For North American Airline, and do flight sim on the side when I'm home when I can for funsies. And, yeah. Where are you flying? We're going to Myrtle Beach. I believe it's vertical sim. So we took off from MK Studios. I'll lower these sounds for you guys a little bit. Took off from MK Studios Key West, and we're going over to Myrtle Beach.
Departure to the southwest, 2,000 feet. Man.
You brought up my link. Thanks so much, man. Appreciate it. Fly says, I'm glad you mentioned someone is making a Pendular 4 through-back yoke. I was thinking about getting the Moza yoke as well. But when I tried this year at the Expo, it didn't feel right for airliners. Yeah, Flyby, it's good for airliners, but you really have to adjust the profile. But nothing will beat a 4 through-back Pendular yoke. I've been messaging Moza to get on that. That would be really cool if they can do it. The wing control one is fantastic. I tried it at the Expo. Problem with that one is I don't know where I'm going to put that. It's absolutely freaking beautiful. Mr. Braniff, not Braniff, I thought it was Braniff Simpilot. Mr. Brian Harris coming with the membership. Thank you so much, Brian. Pleasure meeting you at the Expo. Thank you so much for becoming a member of the channel. You'll have access to the emojis we got on screen now. Those are made by Aviation Bros, by the way. Would be awesome if Contrail could provide a takeoff and landing performance tool in EFB. Yeah, there is none of that. There's no climb charts that I know of. Maybe there's a manual it ships with. But there's nothing in the airplane that I've found so far that gives me climb performance or EPR setting or N1 setting or anything. So I'm just flying to the seat of my pants and hoping for the best, to be honest with you guys. I stopped using auto FPS and it helped increase my performance somehow. Hey, some people don't like auto FPS. Some people it doesn't work with them too well. Sleepy says, PMDG livery. By the way, guys, if you're still here, if you go to the description, There's a discount code there on for Contrail. If you're going to buy this airplane on Contrail, there's a discount code for it, and you'll save 10% off with that discount code in the description. So if you're going to buy this airplane anyways, or anything on the Contrail web shop, that code is a one-time use code, and you can save some moolah. Transition 992. Might be an issue with my aging card, though. Might be, Jex. I still have a 3060 Ti. Oh, yeah, that's definitely a PC problem. That's not even a sim problem anymore, unfortunately. Great meeting you at the expo. I'm enjoying the CRJ. Thanks for the videos and help. No worry, Brian. Hope you are enjoying it. The RJ is another one of those airplanes that needs a lot of developer support in the recent updates. There is an update for the CRJ in the works, I've been told. I have not tried it. I don't even know what it has involved in it. But when that is made available to me, I will be streaming the crap out of it if it works. Cal, hello. Welcome. How's it going? It's going pretty well for me. Hope you're doing well. Also, there's nothing official, but from what I read in their Discord and what I talked to Lars, there is a good chance we get winglets on the some point of the Falcon as well. Oh, that's pretty sweet. That'll be kind of nice little addition. My parents won't let me get a new PC or anything, so not much I can really do. Yeah, that's fair. You'll get one eventually. I never really had a good PC till I was like 20 anyways. A huge FPS killer that you may not realize might be on your system is IQ. Oh, there you go. If you guys run Corsair fans, get rid of IQ. Doing fine. Got 3 night shifts this week for work. That sounds kind of brutal. Can we just take a moment and say we got 71 of you guys in here? That is fantastic. You guys are freaking destroying this. Thank you so much. It just says winglets? Ew. Here, I'm going to type this in chat for you guys when you can buy this on Thursday. So keep that code handy. It'll save you 10%. Anything you buy on Contrail, that code will save you 10%, but it's a one-time use. So only use it if you're going to buy this airplane, wait till Thursday, use it, or you can use it whenever you want, but that's a one-time use code. It'll save you 10%. Didn't even know this plane had a winglet option. Me neither, my friend. We're talking today a Falcon 8X or 10 or whatever it's called, the newer ones. Those things look really beautiful. Let's see, am I overcooking my engines here? Back it off just a little bit. There we go. Oh, look at that. They're attached by a little string. I can't use them, but that's okay. Will the code work with the new Falcon 50? It should work for anything on the Contrail web shop, so I hope so. I'm pretty sure I've seen this exact airplane in person last year in Providence. Was visiting a friend at the ramp, and it was just sitting there. Might have been the PNBG. It might have, yeah, it's probably, I think Rob flew it there, if I'm not mistaken. Birds don't have winglets. Why should planes? Just saying, straight wing is life. Well, I think we both know the reason why planes should have them, but if it's not incorporated in the wing design anyways. By the way, guys, built-in replay function right here, flight replay. I kind of like this actually, where it just has a Navigraph just built right here, like just like this complete web shop or the website. Only 3.6 is in use down there, so we'll plug in the. Let's see what we got for options. The ILS 3.6. Go ahead and pin that chart, and we're gonna go press flight plan, arrive, approach, enter. Runway 36, that's going to be the ILS of that, and we can go ahead and select it. I could do via, yeah, ILS. Transition check, that's fine. ILS, select. Now that's in the system. The ILS has been loaded into the FMS. Do they have failures into this or not? I don't think so. I think there's 0 things that can fail. Navigraph stutters G's? Yeah, it does. Yeah, the Navigraph in here does stutter the crap out of it, so probably won't use that too much. Passing 30,000 feet, by the way, guys. This thing just keeps climbing on and up. It has the same nav system as 727. Yes, so Contrail, for this GNSS XLS is what it's called. Contrail actually paid Flight Sim Studios for that data, and then they hard-coded it into their airplane. So it's the exact same thing, and I think these screens are the same from the 7.2 as well, the 7.2 Super. You should come to SLC next. I'm ground. SLC. Hey, SLC? I don't even know. Is that Salt Lake? I don't think I have scenery for that if it is. But you guys this month have been very supportive. Thank you for all the subscriptions, the likes, the donations, all that stuff. You guys have been crazy with that. If Mr. Anderson is here, say thank you to him as well. He's been going nuts. Hopefully you're enjoying the content. We're 193 subscriptions away from 18,000 subs. It's quite crazy. Not too soon after, or far longer. Hopefully it'll be 20. We'll do some massive giveaways for that. We're flying to Myrtle Beach. I believe it's Vertical Sim Myrtle Beach, if I'm not mistaken. Are there any other avionics options? No. This is all you get. And this thing, whatever this is. Right there. Boise scenery is better. I do have that one. Yeah, I do have Boise. Sorry, was my mic muted this whole time? No. If it was muted, these are the only options for screens you have, unfortunately. But again, this Contrail's very first aircraft. So in my review, I did harp on the flight model a little bit, but I'm just being honest. And I think they found a problem with their actual code in the flight model. Someone, Johan was telling me. So we'll hopefully see a fix for something soon, and we might get. Honestly, if they can just make the flight model feel a little bit more like an actual aircraft and not more like a kite, like a toy, a little bit, in my opinion at least, especially during the crosswinds. On a crosswind landings, the demonstrate. I think the crosswind limit on this is 38 knots, somewhere up there, of a 90-degree crosswind limit. In the sim, more than 15, you run out of your rudder. Like you're full right rudder, and you're still going left. So there's nothing you can do. So they have some tweaking to do in that kind of sense. The authority doesn't seem correct to me at all. So if they can just fix that, we'll be good to go. SLC on default is very different. SLC recently got landed. Any gripes about the airplane yet? Yeah, so I go watch the, I put a review video on my channel about this aircraft today. The main one was the flight model. A lot of background behind the scene physics I just feel are wrong, especially when it comes to the rudder and how the rudder affects the aircraft. And then the pitch is kind of springy sometimes on landing. I had to really dampen my yoke to make it work kind of well. So I have some personal settings for it working currently. And then That's really about it. And whatever I just mentioned as well. Is there an off section to this? I don't think so. I'm not going to try touching that right now. But if they can just get that flight model to feel a little bit more like, let's say, not feel like the MD-11 or the PMDGs, but if they have the physics behind it, that like that makes sense. It will be good. The C525 I flew until last year was equipped with the same FMS system, and I absolutely hated it. Change of star procedures in flight was a nightmare. By the way, could be funny to try the try it on the Falcon 50. Yeah, this is the Falcon 50. You want me to try changing the SID or star? I had to do that in the 7.2 one time, and it was not fun. I do not recommend changing your SIDs or stars on this FMS system. So make sure if you have ATC, get your clearance before you enter your SID and star. Free senior for SLC. Is it good though? I'm usually a payware only type of guy. Usually. That should be set to that. By the way, guys, tomorrow is the launch of the Just Flight Fokker F70 or F70 and F100. I've been streaming the crap out of that thing. That plane's really, really nice. A couple bugs in that as well, some autopilot problems as well, but it's very good, and they'll be updating it as they go as well. So we'll have a cold and dark video ready for you guys when that drops. Cold and dark video will be on this channel and launched. It's already edited. It's just going to go live tomorrow for you. Mr. Birkins has become a member. Thank you so much, Mr. Burke. I haven't heard from you on the Discord in quite a while. Hope you're doing okay. Hope you're enjoying the stream so far. Mr. Fly with Adam, welcome, welcome. SNA says, hey, no cursing, little kids are here. What'd I say? I don't even know what I said. Thanks, Burke. Really appreciate you guys becoming members. Brian and Burke, thank you, thank you. It's already tomorrow where I live. No, tomorrow tomorrow. How the pushback control? We demoed it in the beginning of the stream. Feel free to go rewind that, check it out. It works quite well. Very nice and simple. Quite the nasty storms on the. Whoa, just got a little bit of rock in there. Quite nasty storms on the East Coast. Are you going to be flying through them anytime soon? In real life, I'm flying on Thursday, so probably not anytime soon. And on Thursday, I'll be flying at 5 p.m. Got 3 flights that day. Oh, the Fokker. Yeah. Hope someone makes the Falcon 8X eventually. Yeah, me and Dom were talking about that earlier today. That'd be pretty cool to see. Been on quite a few trips. How are you enjoying them? Big sad now. The wing textures need a little bit of work. Jex, thanks for the question, but no, I don't answer those types of questions. We'll leave it at North American Airline. Can't tell if there's Wingflex. I haven't really checked all that much, to be honest with you. I usually don't really care about that kind of stuff. I'm more a flight model kind of guy, is where the bread and butter is for me in systems. But I haven't seen too much of it, but it is a very short wing, so it might not have all that much flex, to be honest with you. Yeah, I know how it is IRL either. Can't tell if Winflex is... Oh, yeah. Mr. Mickey might come with the 15 months of the Jump Seater Club. Thank you so much. Really, really appreciate you, Mr. Mike. This is probably an aircraft Mickey probably likes a lot. We'll be streaming it in about... what time is it? Mr. Mickey Mike goes live in about 40 minutes. You guys want to check out another Falcon 50 stream? 5 says, how do you like in the F100? Love it, man. Love the F100. There is the F70, F100 have some slight autopilot, auto throttle, not really bugs, but they need adjusting. Flight model in terms of aileron authority and roll from a Fokker pilot I've been told needs adjusting, and I tend to agree with them as well. But other than that, it's at a very good place. I really like it a lot. CC said, I heard this plane is amazing. You know, it is good. The plane is fine. The textures are okay, the sounds are good, the tow feature's cool, the replay feature's cool. Just personally for me, the flight model needs to be tweaked a little bit. It's a little arcadey when you start doing the crosswind stuff and all that kind of things. But I mean, CST, you were there. You heard that apparently they did find a problem with the code. Apparently, I didn't even know that was a thing, but Johan mentioned it. So maybe we will see a flight model tweak coming in a patch report updates. Who knows? Been enjoying it? Nice, nice. Collecting last minute flying tips, Mike? No, we don't do that here. I wish I had at least... It's like you, bro. Access to stuff. You got it, man. You have it. What CST is referring to, guys, by the way, if there's a comment, which you guys can go check out if you want to, on the Falcon video that I released, and apparently streamers are elite status and get free things, because it's not like you spend, you know, an hour, 2 hour recording footage and then 2 to 3 hours editing that footage and all that kind of stuff. It's free. I just ended the comment with, what am I stalling? No, it's 4243. That sounds... I immediately thought I was stalling out. But yeah, I ended that whole comment that he left with, thank you for watching, consider subscribing. And I like the way I ended that. Hopefully he considers it. I don't think he will. Flying the Piaggio, what the hell is that? Along with Mike, might be slightly behind. Yeah, he did a little bit. Although this thing's not too quick. I mean, we're at 0.72 at 43,000, so you'll be more than fine. Let's do some outside views. CST, you going live today with this thing? Or tomorrow? If any aircraft's going to get CST out of his A320 flight deck, this is the airplane that's going to do it. I already know. Not the F-100, which is fantastic. I wish I was as cool as a real pilot and had cockpit at home. Well, the first part I'm sure is true. The second part, I would take the first one over. Picked up the Flight FX Piaggio P180 yesterday and liked it so far. Nice. Yeah, I don't. Is that the one with the weird canards at the front? I mean, CST, we offered, remember earlier today, you mentioned about the title. I said, if you call now, you get PPL for 6,000. So then you can, then you can be, then you can have the title and go nuts with it. And then fly the A380 from, or the 321 Neo when it comes out with Phoenix and put real PPL holder in it. Italian catfish? Yeah. No, not today, man. I literally realized I have had access to this plane for the last few months and had no idea. Yeah, but you've been busy. You've been making the... We had EXPO, you were making the cockpit. If I were doing what you're doing, I probably wouldn't fly this thing either. What should I expect with this plane? I'm thinking of getting it. Not sure, though. You have it. You already own it. Does this plane have the crazy floating on landing? It has a... It has a lot more than that, Burke. You can go check out the review I made on it today. There's a video out on it, and that should explain everything. But there's the flight physics are kind of arcadey. The rudder control is terrible. Crosswind it can't do past 15 knots, even though it's rated for 38. There's a lot of stuff behind the scenes in the physics that just aren't correct, especially with bank angle and adding pitch. So there's just some weird stuff going on. But again, I preface it with it's their first plane ever. So they definitely just took like a default flight model in the sim and edited it here and there. And if they didn't do that, then I don't know how they arrived at this. But yeah, you either you or Mike were using it. I saw. Can I put PPL in the title if it's expired? PPL, yeah, sure, of course you can. Just put Adam, put expired PPL holder in the title. Also, should not have a that's from the comment. I still have my study poster for the Falcon 50 from the old Sim Fleet, Dallas Airport from the 1990s. That's where I used to train when I was a corporate pilot. Nice. Well, if you buy this airplane on Thursday, you let me know what you think about it, and let me know if you go to my review Heinz on my review on my channel. Watch that, watch the flight model part, and let me know if you agree, disagree, or have a counterpoint. I'd like to hear. Talk says Plaza 180 and Starship are the two popular canard turboprops. P180 looks sleek. Starship looks like a flying wing. Both are great in 2024. Yeah, I've never gotten into those. I've never been one of those, one of the major, the prop guys. I do like my DC-6 and my Constellation, the old radial type stuff, and I do like the Comanche from A2A, and I really can't wait for the 172, but I never got into the smaller turboprop-y kind of stuff. I don't know. To be fair, it's Contrail's first aircraft. There you go. Exactly what I've been saying. Real expired pilot flies the Falcon 50. There you go. That's what I would title it. Just because a piece of paper is expired doesn't mean the knowledge isn't there, my friend. I'll be getting it on Thursday. Some of it is now CAE. Oh, okay. Yeah, we train at CAE. I've never heard of Simfleet or Simufleet. I've done all my stuff. A little bit of flight safety, but everything on the RJ is CAE. In your review, you said it doesn't give you that premium feel. How would you compare it to the flight effects products like the Citation X? The Citation X, from my limited use in it, actually suffers from the exact same rudder problem this thing has, where you can hold full left rudder and either nothing happens or the wrong wing goes the other way. But other than that part, the visuals in the flight effects are a little bit better. The sound design in this is actually quite good, probably comparable. And then the systems in the flight effects are... everything has more of a pop to it. The systems in this aren't bad. It's just, this is all just from the 727 that they copied over to this airplane. So if you fly the 727 Super, you'll be very familiar with this type of stuff. It works. It's not terrible. But it's, you know, it's usable. As I said in my video, it's not going to win any awards. But it'll get you from A to B. The flight effects feels or looks better. The flight model is... When I tried... I haven't flied the flight effects in almost probably a year at this point. But from... It's pretty much the same. The flight effects is probably just a tad little bit better here and there. But they both suffer from that rudder problem. The rudder problem I'm talking about, there's two problems with it. The first problem is you go flap full or anything, you're flying along without the... You know, under 200 knots, so you're not limited. You put full rudder in either direction, and in an aircraft, when you put full rudder, if there's no fly-by-wire or anything going on, which these aircraft don't have, the airplane's going to start obviously to yaw, and one wing's going to accelerate more than the other. It's going to pick up a wing, and so if I go full left rudder, you will actually start to roll the airplane to the left. So that's why when you see crosswind landings in these aircraft, or even in, you can do it in 172 as well, but, you know, CRJ and those type of airplanes, you'll add your rudder, and then you'll add opposite aileron to hold the wing level. You don't want that wing to dip down, especially on an RJ. That doesn't happen here. You can add full rudder and nothing happens sometimes, or the opposite wing goes down, which is kind of strange. The other problem with the rudder control, so let me back up. That first problem, that means there's like a deep like flight model physics problem in there somewhere. It's not just about rudder, it's about how the air actually moves across the wing and affects the aircraft. But the second part to that is this aircraft, me and Yoam or Dom were looking it up. It's rated for a 38 knot crosswind, is what they found. After 15 to 17 knots of crosswind at this aircraft, you'll land and you will not be able to keep center line. You'll be full rudder in one direction and you have no chance. And that's just half the limit. So there's some stuff that I just don't agree with. The other part of that is the pitch feels very kind of springy, and this happened. I've noticed this when I was testing the CRJ. The CRJ still has this a little bit, but it's gotten better. But before, on 1.8, whatever the RJ was before it got its flight model update, it had a problem where if you pitched it and like just a little bit of pitch and then let go of the yoke, it would immediately spring back to like where you were last trimmed. And I get it, you trim for flight and all that great stuff, but an airplane doesn't exactly work, you know, black and white like that. You can pitch the airplane a little bit and it'll hold that position for a little bit, and then eventually, you know, it's not trimmed, right? So then it'll return. But it's very springy, and the CRJ used to do that, and we kind of got it fixed in 2020, and then 2024 updated and broke it again. But this suffers from that. So you basically have to fly this airplane with trim, in my experience. It's not an enjoyable flight experience. If you want a enjoyable flight sim experience just from flight model alone, you guys always know I'm going to recommend the MD-11 is the top, my favorite one in this sim. It lands the most like a real jet. It flies the most like a real jet. In my opinion, it's the only plane that really transport me to thinking I'm actually flying a jet. It's coupled with the Moza yoke especially. Some sort of force feedback yoke is pretty essential for that. But the MD-11 is fantastic. 727 is really, really good by FSS as well. Their flight model is fantastic for that too. The iFly is pretty good as well. I don't like how much floatiness the iFly has, but I've never flown a 3.7, so I can't comment on that. I just don't physically think it does it. But that's about it. Those three, and then come back to fly this. And obviously those feel heavier because they're bigger airplanes, but just bring it back to this and see the difference. Let me scroll up my... I've been ranting too long. Let's see where we are. In your review, you said it doesn't get... okay, covered that one. Aviation Bro says, also, if a content creator gets something for free, according to some, they are elites. Did you know that? I didn't know that. I think me, you, CST, Owls, I think we all know we're elite. I think we can come out and say that openly now. I'm an old guy. I started flying in the early 80s. I retired with SkyWest a couple years ago. Oh, nice. Okay, so you must have flown the RJ as well then. Your fellow T-tailer. How'd you enjoy your... you were probably in the 200 then. I'm sorry about that, but... I'm just joking. How did you enjoy your SkyWest experience? I think I lost a little bit of knowledge. No, Adam, you're fine. Just put expired on it. I believe they bought the displays from 727, but coded the actual systems. Okay, so they bought this display, but they coded what's actually behind the display, is what you're saying? Interesting. What about this? This they full up just ported. There's no way that looks the same. I actually just realized the Falcon 50 has takeoff and landing performance calculations. It is a clipboard located... Oh, you know what? You are correct, my good sir. I had forgotten they put that in here. Boop. Right there. There you go. Sync bugs, sync weight. You can do all that. Don't know how to get it to landing. There we go. Approach. I've completely forgot that was there. Thank you so much for that. I'll put that back. It's in a pretty, like, hard to find spot too. Well, not hard to find, but I don't know. I wouldn't look there for performance calculations. Thank you, Dustin. Cool. That's what I thought. Thanks for the insights. It was very refreshing to see a preview that isn't over the top glazing. Well, I try to be honest. It hurts to be honest. I want this plane to... I want everything that I showcase to be freaking amazing. And this is amazing in a lot of ways, but sometimes it, some things fall short. And they're going to update it, I'm sure, as long as they don't abandon it. Easy fix. Don't add full rudder and or do crosswind landings. That's it. Guys, fly with zero wind, real cat turbulence set to low, and you'll be fine. Like a saber dance. I personally love the Citation X, one of my favorite aircraft to fly. It's a beautiful looking airplane. I haven't tried it in the recent years, or in maybe about half a year to a year. But what you mean got done saying he was part of testing this for the past few months. This should be perfect. I'm missing a lot here. There's a lot of drama going on. Not just the max demonstrated crosswind limit for the original Falcon 50s. Yes, MD-11 is a completely different world when it comes to that flight model. I love that flight model, man. That thing is amazing. You guys are starting wars in here, aren't you? Again, that's just my opinion. You can have a different opinion. That's fine. You can love the crap out of the flight model. That's great. I hope you enjoy it. You paid for it, or maybe you didn't. But that's just what I think. Check DMs. This is what Contrail said about displays when someone asked. DM. It's no secret we have licensed the core avionics from the 727 Super, but everything about how it works is custom made in-house. The only thing that's similar is how the screen look. Okay, so it looks the same, but it's all coded in-house by Contrail. I don't really understand what that means in a coding sense, but I'll take it as they worked for it, which is nice. It's not drama. It's me messing with my little bro. By the way, 23 knots is the max demonstrated to that crosswind. I thought you said it was 38. You guys give me wrong numbers now. No, whereas CST and Mike Banner is all good. All good fun. Bet they'll do some updates and they'll get feedback on this new aircraft. Yeah, well, somehow Yoham, I think, mentioned that they're already updating this. Could be wrong about that, but if Yoham's in the chat, he can confirm or deny what Contrail said about it. Or what Lars said. So if this has the advisory VNAV... See if I'm ready to use this thing. Next page. So it has it all in there. That's kind of cool. Yeah, we're not going to be descending for quite a while. Apparently it's fixed already. There you go. But I don't know how to, don't have the plane. Yeah, only elites get the plane, Yoam. I get on our level, bro. Well, that's good news. We'll be able to try that tomorrow. I wonder what they fixed. Was it the, everything, or like just like a drag coefficient you mentioned or something? Be kind of cool to see what they did. 787, SkyWest has one of the best training programs in my opinion. It's a great place to start your airline career. Sorry, I might be misunderstanding. Did you fly the 87 at SkyWest? Or is that what you're tired on? But you're biased, of course? That's fine. That's fine to be biased when you work for them. Hey, see, so you gotta edit that. It's like CFI, CST, Mike, or Aviation Bros. Yeah, a real skill issue. Very good. Hey, Alex, welcome. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, we're in the beautiful Falcon 50 today. I'm answering a question from the chat. Oh, I see. Oh, he asked me about SkyWest. No worries. This thing has no auto thrust to my knowledge, so I'm just gonna... I might just search CRJ in this thing as we go. I kind of don't like that the yoke is so massive you can't see the you can't see the screen. But I don't know. I guess just you kind of roughly sit around here. You can always just remove it though. Randazzo going on vacation? Yeah, we're going to Myrtle Beach. Earlier today you were a Fokker, now you're a Falcon. I Fokker... trying to make a sentence with that. I Fokkering love the F100. There you go. I can't wait for the Fokker, man. It's going to be good. It's coming up tomorrow, right? There's definitely work to be done, but I find the plane to be pretty enjoyable. Yeah, if you love business jet travel and see past the little changes that got to be made, you're good to go. And for 40 bucks, I mean, it's a pretty decent price to get into this with. Yeah, I was about to do another F100 flight because I do like that thing, and the flight model's pretty decent on that one, especially with some profile tweaking that I do with the yoke. But once you get it up and running, it's pretty good. It's a lot of manuals. Now it's all on your iPad. Ooh, a stutter there. Alright, we're gonna shoot an approach from this screen. The Fokker is 8 times better than the Falcon. I wonder why you say 8 times only. Yeah, but Just Flight's been making planes for years. Their Concorde sucks. Just Flight has to fix that Concorde. All right, going to head out. Have a good one, CFI. Thanks, SNA. Appreciate you stopping by. We'll see you in the next one. Taco says, Taco Rama CFI. I love that. I've been waiting for the F100 since I got the F28 with Roth and me doing good old on-air out of Norway. That's pretty cool. Yeah, it comes out tomorrow, Taco. I've been streaming the crap out of that thing. I love that F100. It's pretty sweet. The F70 comes with it too. What is this thing? A presidential library? There we go. Look at all that. I've read every single one. Electronic Flight Instrument System. It doesn't say FSS on it, though. That would have been funny if it said FSS. Emergency Procedures Reference Guide. Yeah, I got a lot of stuff. All on your iPad. Let's make sure we're not overspeeding this thing. We're good. Mr. Major Mark, hello. Welcome. This plane has been awesome. I hope you're enjoying it, my friend. I still have my heavy giant paper manuals for the Falcon 20. We didn't have EFBs back then. Didn't even have GPS. I flew VLF Omega for Atlantic operations to Europe. They used Navy ship transmitters. Back in the day. I've had the F70 F100 voucher in my desk drawer for a whole year. Well, you get to use it tomorrow, JBS. We'll be streaming the crap out of that thing tomorrow too. And there's a Cold and Dark video that I have ready. It's edited. It's ready to go. It's on YouTube, set to unlisted. It'll be launching tomorrow for you guys to help out if you need it. It's not the 100% real way, do the walk around way, but it's just going to get you up in the air and running in a pretty reasonable manner. Very, very excited. Sorry I missed your streams on it. Tuned for a bit last F100 stream, though. I'm very much excited. No worries, Talk. Hey, thanks for stopping in this one. You're all good. I gotta fly that. I gotta fly the actual F100, which is the DCS F100. I bought it. I still haven't used it. You know, that's the old Playboy. Up to 55 likes this stream. That's an awesome. Thank you guys so much for that. Appreciate you. All right, let's see what we got to eat out here. Nothing. I think the flight effects is like food that pops up, which is a funny little touch. This is our next thumbnail. What do you think? I'm gonna quickly turn this setting off because it's not behaving properly. Oh, don't break. There you go. Best FPS tip for 2020 is it the boats and ferry slider? I think those are more CPU based things. I don't know if it'll really make that big of a difference for you. If anything, it's the shadows and the texture resolution that'll be a big hit, if you, depending on your video card. Guys, we're going to do a bit of a shortcut here. And we're going to go direct. CHS. Execute that. Big direct. 。 There's the trim sound. I love that trim noise. Now, I just took it direct over the eastern part of the Atlantic there. Probably realistically, you're not really supposed to do that because of ETOPS regulations and life raft, life preserver type rules. But we're just going to go for it. It is a simulator. Oh, the hunt is amazing. Right up my alley with the crossover between World War II warbirds and the modern jet aircraft. It will try a depart control flight below 170 and cross control stall. That's awesome. Yeah, that's an awesome airplane. It looked really good. I definitely want to try that out with the 86. That'd be really, really cool. Ivan says the Falcon 50 is more analog than I thought. It's not too bad. Yeah, there's a lot of analog in there, but depending if you own the airplane in real life, you can kind of custom and retrofit and do whatever you want to. You can add a whole Garmin suite if you want to. Go nuts on it. ETOPS, we have. That's true. We have 3 engines. That's fair. Nah, you're fine. You're at 42,000. You can glide to DC if you wanted, for sure, man. You flown the Falcon into Innsbruck yet? Probably going to be my first flight with it tomorrow. No, I haven't done that one yet. I don't think I've been to Innsbruck in the sim in quite a while, to be honest. I'll have to practice that visual approach a couple times. I haven't done it in a while. I love that this plane isn't another glass cockpit add-on. I know what you mean, though, but it kind of is. It isn't, but it is. Get the PMDG DC6 or the classic 727 by FSS. Then you'll have a beautiful non-glass cockpit aircraft. The number of times I watched Yoursimcfi fly into Innsbruck back when I first started the civil aviation Simic. Yeah. Me and Taco go way back. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm running out of words. We've been flight simming together for about I think 13 years now. Austin Gray, thanks so much for becoming a subscriber of the channel. Really appreciate that, my friend. Hope you're enjoying the content so far. Now, we used to play DCS all the time. Used to play that sub game Wolfpack all the time. We did multi-crew Concorde share cockpit with that sim. That was kind of fun in VR, but then it crashed your desktop, unfortunately. When's the wedding? It's going to be April 25th of 2027. Feel free to come over or come by. Since you live out east now, you'll be able to make it. You know what I mean? This isn't glass. I know. I'm just joking. I'm just joking. All right, getting some bumps here. We'll throw the belts on. Now, I've only experienced it with this airplane, but you notice how it's starting to like have these random stutters as we keep flying. Now, I'm not going to say the words of the memory's not able to dump, or the graphics, the VRAM keeps adding onto each other, but I've never experienced this with any other airplane where you're just flying along and suddenly in the middle of nowhere it starts to have random stutters. Could be because it's an early access build, but who knows? Didn't happen with the F100 for the past few days. I fly a lot of A320 family and Boeing stuff, so do you think this is a good first RJ to pick up? That's a tough question. If you want an RJ for regional like airline operations, your three choices. Well, I guess you got four choices. Your four choices are the Leonardo MD-80, which is more of a medium than a regional, but it's fantastic. Leonardo MD-80 is really good. You have the CRJ by Aerosoft, which, if it was the 2020 build in Flight Sim 2020, I would say buy that. It would work really well. And nowadays, there's a lot of bugs with it, so you can buy it, but buyer beware. And got tons of videos on the channel to help you if you need. The Embraer from MSFS, I've heard, is getting very good, so that might be something to look into. And then brand new that's coming out is the Fokker 100/Fokker 70 by Just Flight. That, in my hangar, is the best regional jet I have so far. Not a lot of airlines fly it anymore, but it's very well done. The Avro RJ by Just Flight is very good, I hear, as well. I don't own that one, but it looks very good. But this is more of a private jet. So if you can do private jet ops, it's decent. It's decent for the price. It's decent. The flight model needs a bit of adjusting, which they said they've done. So I'll update it and see if they did anything to it. The systems are okay enough. You can do A to B with it just fine. But if you're looking to deep dive into an airplane, probably the MD-80 will be the most deep dive regional medium hauler you can get. Yeah, but see, I'm starting to get these random micro stutters all of a sudden. I don't know what's happening with that. Oh, I brought the Moza yoke with your link. I'll message you when it gets here. Get some of your profiles piece. Yeah, no worries, Taco, for sure. A lot of them are in my hardware section of my Discord, but whatever you want, I'll just send it to you. Grace says not regional. I would take a look at the Phenom by Flight Effects, the Citation X by Flight Effects, and this one is a contender for that too. But it will need a few more updates to get to those levels of the previous two aircraft. But the Phenom and the Citation X by Flight Effects. If you do end up buying this plane, there's a discount code in the description and the chat that you can use to save 10%. You can buy it on Thursday if you do end up buying it, so you can save some money on it while you do it. Memory leak, that was the word I'm looking for. It seems like there's a memory leak going on with all these random micro stutters appearing out of nowhere now. Did that fix it? Was it Navigraph in the charts? I'm waiting for the global. Ooh, that'll be nice. Then why ask the question? I'm just joking. 78 says the Phenom is harder to land than the MD-11 in my opinion. I've never owned it. I've just heard very good things about it. All right, guys. Well, we're about to take the right turn at the. I think that's Charleston VOR, if I'm not mistaken. And I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick. So we're at flight level 430, LNAV 206.74. You guys got control. I'll be back. All right, we're back. Phenom is hard to land than... Oh, I read that one already. All right, let's start using this a little bit. We'll zoom in a little bit more. Let me save this as the new view. Inactive. Back activates it. That's how you do that, by the way. So click up here, then click back, and it'll activate it. Estimated time on route's 5 minutes until you have to descend. And that's until top of the descent. So 38 miles, 5 minutes. So everything's working out quite well. Next page. Yeah. That's going to bring us to 2.4. Let's quickly see where Chaka is. Chaka's at 16, so we'll just call it... I can't edit it, that's fine. Next page. Yeah, we'll just leave it here. So we'll be descending in about 4 minutes. Is this a top of descent marker? What the heck is that? If you guys are wondering, it does have a VNAV coupled mode, so I'll press VNAV. VNAV is armed, so I'm curious to see what that does. Degrees, that's fine. Usually the RJ is 4, but I don't know what this does, so we'll leave it at 3. That'll be good enough. Yeah, I think it was Navigraph. I think it was a Navigraph in here that was tracking me that was ruining the performance. Very strange. Well, I'll give you guys an approach brief. I know some of you guys like that, some of you guys don't, but I'll do it today. Let's see, window capture, Navigraph. There you go. So we'll be doing the ILS runway 36, page 11-2, effective 21st of March. Freak is 1119. We can go ahead and set that up actually right now. Let me get rid of my window. We can actually get set up for the approach, and I'll give you a brief. How about that? 11.9's preset. That's kind of nice. Did that for me. There's only one of them? I guess there's only one of them. And then the MDA. It's 200 above ground, but 225 MDA. Push that down. Don't know where the actual MDA is, but I guess we could set this one. And we can set... I don't really know what this is used for. I don't know if the green is the minimums or the red or whatever, but I'm going to put the green on the MDA, which is call it 240. That'll be good enough. Get that back in. So 1119 is set. Power approach scores at 357. The guide pad check is pork at 1600. The MDA of 225, 230 set left. The MSA is based off the Charlie Romeo Echo VOR. It's 2100 feet. Missed approach is climb 3000, a heading of 357, so runway heading, the expected vectors to the waypoint Kook, and hold. Alrighty. It's a 3-degree normal descent path. We'll be expecting 700 feet per minute, kind of in between these, actually, probably about 650 feet per minute, actually. Pappy's on the left. MALSF type lighting. And runway 36, we're going to be exiting left, most likely Bravo 3. And then we'll take a left-hand turn down Bravo to the general aviation ramp over there. That's pretty much it. Very quiet? It is very quiet. We're just chilling. Latin VFR Airbus A380 released. Woohoo! I can't wait. No, if that's your thing, have fun, but Yeah, not going to use it. We have Johan with his soundboard. Whoa! Should do some MKE ops? I don't know what that is. Opinions on Vector 7.8? I don't know anything about it. It looks really good visually, and I'll be happy to try it. Okay, we should start descending any second here. I'm gonna get ready with my throttle. There's VNavs captured. Bring our thrust on back. So it does have coupled VNav. Oh, I'm a dumbass. 1,600 feet. So this, do this, 16, there we go. Looking like 70 N1 is working quite well for the speed, maybe a little bit less. Milwaukee? I don't think I have scenery for that. Mr. Captain Jackson, hey, just got home, 12-hour day, 3,500 plus miles. But checking in, brother, man. How you doing, Mr. Jack? Hope you're doing well. We're in the brand new Contrail Falcon 50. Giving it a test flight after our little review today. Flying over to Myrtle Beach currently. It's doing pretty well. We got VNav working and everything. If you guys want to go sorry, I can't speak anymore. If you guys want to go check out another streamer, Mr. Mickey Mike is live in the Falcon right now as well. At least I think he is. Or he's going live. I thought he'd be live by now. Yeah, Mr. Mickey Mike is live. My guess on the bugs is set red and minimums, yellow gives 100 to minimums, and then green is go around safe altitude or flaps up. Go around safe alt. It could be, but that's only like 300 feet. That's not much. So you're saying to set it. I mean, logically, it makes sense. I think they used it in their video today. Oops. I don't know if go around safe is correct, because that depends on the like airport you're at, mountainous region, all that kind of stuff. But this is probably correct. That sounds like logic. I like logic. Oh, airspeed bugs. Sorry, I thought you meant the altitude bugs there. Yeah, that you can set with this. You press that, and then you press sync bugs. And then it'll do it. Oh, sorry, I meant on alt bugs, flight safety trains, and 400 flapped up for Cessna unless otherwise predicted by terrain or whatever. Oh, okay. Interesting. Yeah, it makes sense to me logic-wise. I don't, that's not a thing for the plane I'm used to flying, so... Or just go around flap 8. It's basically the next call. Go around check thrust flap 8. Gear up speed mode, heading mode, or nav, whatever you gotta do. We don't have really an altitude association with it. That's good to know, though, for sure. So if I go around, it's going to be go around with go around thrust. Obviously, get the nose up and where it got to go. And then through that altitude is when you start to retract the flaps. You don't touch it until then? Or do you go like flap 20 or just slats or something? Also, this isn't a Cessna, by the way, but I'm sure you know that already, though. Sorry, was my mic muted? Did you hear what I just last said about your 400 feet comment? But if my mic was muted, I meant to say is you guys don't touch the flaps at all until 400. Because you're saying it's Cessna, but this is a Falcon. So I don't know if that still same applies. I'm not too sure. Yeah, no, just thinking small jet stuff. So far, typically you come one notch up from full flap immediately and then flaps clean outside the safe out. Okay, sounds good. I think hello, welcome. Thanks for stopping by. I hope you're doing well. What's the story behind the registration number? I see it all your flights. I don't know. I think I said it one day and that was kind of it. I just never changed it ever again. That's just it. But good question, J5. I go to Falcon 7X training in 2 weeks so I can report back. Yeah, let me know, my friend. Let me know how you like it. Mr. Dwight Anderson, subscribing to the channel. Really appreciate that, my friend. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hope you're enjoying it so far. Just on our descent still, passing 20,000 feet. Someone need to make the Falcon 7X and 8X for the sim. Yeah, that was cool. We were talking about that earlier today. I think that'd be a really cool thing to do. I'm not sure how much I like this screen. This arc screen looks pretty bad, but... Not saying the way they've developed it looks bad. I'm just saying, like the how it looks, like the actual representation of information, I don't like. I'd fly those so much. I just realized it kind of looks like FU all of... Lamo, you could come with a funny story for... Oh, yeah, you can. Yeah, it does kind of do like that, isn't it? I wish you had a lot of good business jets for the sim. Yeah, there isn't a lot of like we don't have one that's like an A2A or like a quote PMDG level version of a sim of business jet. They're all pretty not mediocre, but they're all pretty just kind of regular. Nothing stands out. Through transition altitude, press the B button there. Get our altimeter set, and Myrtle Beach is showing an altimeter setting of 2992. So we'll actually just reset it right back to 992. 992. Now, for this to work correctly, we're going to have to go heading mode. And then we're going to have to... So heading sync, heading mode, green needle, or CRJ version of green needle, which is just going to say nav 1. And then approach mode. So that's what we're going to do. Basically the exact same thing you do in a CRJ. A little bit different on the flight deck, but that's kind of what you're going to do. All right, let's go ahead and go idle thrust, and we'll start slowing down for 250. We're at 330 knots currently. nicely decelerating to 250. Probably could have did that at 12,000 instead of doing it at 14,000, but it's going to work out quite well. A bit of thrust there, back to hold 250 knots in our descent. I was super excited for the Citation X sim that came out for MS-24, but unfortunately the flight physics are just not right. The real X is way more powerful than what they made. Yeah, well, the same thing you experience with that, I think you're going to experience the same thing with this. That's just a hunch. I'm not sure. Aside of the other things I've mentioned with the flight model along this stream/review video. But again, we're going to see what happens with this airplane. They're aware of their flight model problems. They're currently updating them actually already. So we'll see as they go. We go through 10,000. We'll go ahead and just I left that on the whole flight. Whoops, bad pilot. Whatever. Let's turn both on again. Why not? Oof. Thoughts on some life being shown for the Aerobask 8X for X-Plane 12? I am not the person for that. No idea at all, my friend. All right, what we're going to do here, still 25 miles away, but that's okay. We'll zoom this on in a little bit. I kind of wish there was like a banana bar that tells me where I'm going to be. I don't really see one. We're on the path for VNAV. That's all about I know. But it's looking like we're going to be quite high. I don't really know if I trust this VNAV. So let's go and do VNAV off speed mode. Descend 239. I'm going to go idle thrust. Let this thing go down. I might as well do this. We'll go heading sync. Heading mode. Oops. Course. Nope. Course. Nope. Course. Nav 1. Perfect. I don't know if there's a way to sequence this, so I'm not even going to bother sequencing the FMS. And then we're going to go ahead and press, when we get a little closer, approach mode. Before I do that, let me go and get the CTAF recall in. $28,450. There we go. There's a Loca's, got some data coming up from that. Myrtle Beach traffic, it's November 500 Sierra Bravo, approximately 20 miles to the north. We'll be conducting ILS 36. So we expect the field in 4 minutes. Myrtle Beach. No flight spoilers in this thing, eh? Or does it have flight spoiler? It looks like it has spoilers, but I don't know if they're ground spoilers or flight spoilers. I'm not too sure. Air brake? Oh, it has it. Oh yeah, they have it. I guess it's not, I don't have it mapped. My reverser, guys, is probably not mapped either, so I'm gonna have to map that later on. All right, we're going to go ahead and do VS. And I don't know how to change that. I think it's with this. Yeah. We'll do VS 1000. And we're going to go ahead and take a little bit of a cut in a second here. That was 1,000 to go. Slowing on down nicely. All right, taking our left-hand turn. Alt cap. Come down here, we can click approach. Loc glide slope arm. That's a very weird place to put it. We'll start our flight recorder. And we'll get the cameras on for you guys as well. You guys like to see the yoke cam and all that kind of stuff? Put the first notch of flaps out. That'll be the slats. Myrtle Beach traffic, November 500 Sierra Bravo is turning final, runway 36, 10 mile final. Throw that up a little bit more. Waiting on that localizer. Local live. Loc captured. Runways in sight. Visual landing. Visual calls. And we will set, get our heading sync back to where we're kind of going. Where we're heading is good to me. Getting that sound glitch, but so if you guys lose sounds in your flight deck, you can just go outside view and back to inside view. Glide slope alive. Gear down. Next notch flap there. Glide slope captured. And with that, 3,000 feet. For the mist to set. Pablo, thanks for the subscription. Really appreciate that. Landing flap is selected. Thank you for subscribing. Hope you're doing well. We got to slow to a VREF of 112, the approach of 117. So we're going to slow our way down. Very slow approach speed. Not used to these type of approach speeds. You hear that sound? It's not a machine gun. It's just the trim. Fun fact, there's a YouTube video of a guy that broke the sound barrier in one of these in the 70s. No aircraft sounds? Oh, you know what? Sorry about that. There you go. I had my settings done wrong. There you go. Thank you for the reminder. I had them turned down in the, I was watching other things. So autopilot disengaged. We're gonna hand flying this thing. Stable. We're not landing in Baltimore, not a clock switch. Yeah, no, not landing in Baltimore. I love that sound. It does get thrown around like a kite a little bit. visual landing.
Light slope, light slope. Light slope, light slope.
Disregard.
Light slope, light slope.
30, 20, 10.
Come on, rudder, please. I'm like almost full rudder right now. Man, my reversers don't work. Manual braking. That was one of my gripes with the rudder. That's okay. I think they were addressing those. Honestly, other than the rudder problems, with especially with my Moza profile dialed in a bit better, it's more manageable. It's still kind of a little bit of that wishy-washy kind of thing. But not too bad. Go ahead and stop our replay there, or our recording. We don't listen to anything from this plane. We don't listen. We're not landing in the bolt. Good evening. It's a nice aircraft. For the price, it is a good aircraft. The flight model is being adjusted. They're updating this thing. So once my critiques of the flight model are adjusted, and that's just my opinion, then I think we'll fly this a little bit more. Is it because the yaw damper is on? I don't know. I thought they would land with a yaw damper, but I've tried it with the yaw damper and I've tried it without the yaw damper, and it really didn't make a difference. All right, grab it left here. Anti-collision lights can stay on red. The landing off. Taxi can stay on. Yeah, you guys let me know if yaw damper is supposed to be on while flying. And all the airliner life that I've done, it always stays on. Don't know why you'd want to turn that off, but have you tried AI Copilot yet? No, I hate that stuff. I've tried a long time ago, back in the FSX days and P3D with FS to crew and all that stuff, and it's a gimmickly cool thing, but I don't enjoy it. Coming from real world, when you have an actual real person doing 2 crew with you, going to the AI at home, it's a pain. You have to repeat yourself every 10 seconds, and its procedures are all over the place, and I don't like it personally. I just like to do everything myself in the sim, and I leave my 2 crew stuff to work. Or if we're doing shared cockpit on sim, we'll do that. That'd be fun too. Let's go ahead and start up the APU. Pick a place to park. In my experience, for the C60 at least, you have to have the yaw damper off on the ground. On the ground, you say. Ground. There we go. Yeah, what I can do is we'll do some replays of that landing, and then we'll do the same thing without. We'll try again some more landings without the yaw damper on. Taxi light off. Depending on the jet, but good number of them needs to come off before landing. Again, speaking from Cessna experience. Okay, sounds good. Yeah, I'm just going off airliner stuff. That's all I have to work with. But we'll do the same exact thing, and I'll turn it off. From what I've seen, a lot of go-around aircraft or G aircraft is autopilot off, yaw damper off. Nice. At least in the sim, yeah. I'm not too sure. I don't fly the GA stuff too much of the private jets. Alrighty, parking brake. Okay, set. The APU is on. We'll select bleeder from the APU as well, and we will go a 1, a 2, a 3. Come up here. The beacon light can get turned off. Smoking, seatbelts, all that kind of great stuff. Go back here. Let our esteemed guest out of their Mobile domicile. Opinions on iFly versus PMDG. The easiest answer to that is one's a max and one's an 800. So if you want a max, buy an iFly. If you want 800, buy a PMDG or not a max. The other answer to that is I think iFly has proven to me that they care about the flight simmer a little bit more. They add features and things. They're always like innovating their thing as they update stuff. Whereas like PMDG just ports things over and charges you $30 and says they update a lot of stuff. And in my opinion, I don't see what they update all that much. So I'm more of an iFlyer. I kind of like it. Uses default EFB. Yeah, but it's okay. It's workable. Like this is the Contrail side. This is the default, and this is the Contrail app. It works for what it needs to do. Let's go ahead and I don't know if this has. Oh, you know what? I don't know if this has pre-starts. I don't think it does, but we do have a built-in replay. So let's click this replay button. Oh, it only does 5 minutes. Replay landing. Ah, autosave. That's pretty cool. Look at that. That's a great feature. How's the performance of you? Because I fly VR, so I need all the FPS I can get. For me, it's fine, but I'm on a 5090. I did find running Navigraph charts through this added a bit of lag, so I won't do that again. It's pretty bad landing. Let's go ahead and press stop and close that out. I don't think there's there's no like preset, if I'm not mistaken. There's not like a load state. Uh-oh, I'm screwed. No, I clicked in the keyboard and I can't click out. Am I good? We're good, okay. I thought I couldn't get back in here. So what I have to do is I'm just going to start up the engines really quickly and we'll do some more replays, but I'll also do another landing with you. We'll try with the yaw damper off on the landing. And we're going to disconnect from VATSIM. I just noticed I did that. Whoop. No one sees, no one sees. Interesting place for the parking brake handle. Yeah, it's a little weird, isn't it? All right, let's start number 1 or 2, 3, one of them. And just to test it, let's start one at the exact same time. Oh, it works. The engine starts very quickly. It makes sense. The engine's pretty small. All right, we do yaw dampener off. Flaps are full. And I'm going to go ahead and press replay. Parking brake off. And we'll take it from over here. I'll press stop, replay, record. Record. The gear's coming down. The flaps are full. And we'll start to hand fly this one a little bit more. There's the rudder now with the yaw damper off. It still doesn't roll the aircraft. Notice I can go full rudder. Look at this. It's actually going the opposite way, which is interesting. But anyways, I'm going to slowly release my rudder pressure. So that's still broken. The physics of that still does not make sense in my brain. If you're putting left rudder, the aircraft's going to roll to the left. It's not going to roll the other way. We'll get back on this though.
Sink rate. 200. Sink rate. Light slope.
Wow, I'm pretty bad at landing this thing already.
Light slope. Light slope. Light slope. Light slope.
It's like a multiple. Light.
Light slope.
50, 40.
Idle. Rudder.
Airspeed alive.
Yeah, I mean, it did work better. So it might have to be off. Let me try it again with it on. The physics of it is still broken as I just demonstrated. But we'll, the rudder, the actual controlling on the centerline is better with it off. Put yaw damper back on. Looks like they did a nice job modeling the gauges. They don't look as flat as some others do. Oh, they're pretty flat. Once you get in your sim, they're quite flat actually, and there's no glass. It looks like there's no glass in front of them. They're not bad, but you can definitely tell they're very 2D looking, at least to my eyes. Do you know if these engines are brat starter or air start? APU. It needs air, from my knowledge.
Light slope, light slope, light slope, light slope.
All right, this time it's with yaw damper on.
Light slope, light slope.
40, 30, 20, 10.
I actually feel like there's actually like no wind anymore. Yeah, it might be the yaw damp. You might be onto it. Now the yaw damper being on still doesn't account for let me turn it back off. It still doesn't account for this being a problem. When I go full left, that's full left rudder, no aileron, no elevator, and obviously you're going to be like, well, when am I going to go full left rudder? That's not the point that we're trying to prove. The point is, if you add rudder in the aircraft, what should happen, I'm going to use aileron, but what should happen is that I add rudder, airplane will start to roll in that direction. I'm using aileron to make this do this right now, but that's how that should work. Just physically, that's the physics behind it. That still does not do that. So your cross and landings will be still a little interesting with that. But we'll do one more. Yaw damp is off, and we'll call it a night there. But good piece of little information. I'll keep the yaw damper off for the landings. Yeah, nothing can help that physics. Yeah, it's a little strange. But at least the rudder controllability on the runway, like that was a big issue that I've done that with and without yaw damp, and I still had that same problem. So it might just vary in the wind strength. It's also very springy. Like if I don't trim this, there's no way I'm getting this airplane back up. Like it's very like wishy-washy. It's really weird to explain.
10.
See how much I can float it. It's full backstick. That's full. Ka-clunk. 90 knots, 80 knots. Like the rudder just seems like that's full rudder. That's full. And I just moved my rudder pedal off its mount. Yeah, I don't know. There's still something weird with it. It just seems like there's no authority at all, really. It's very strange. You guys have to try it for yourself. Kick the crosswinds up. Let me know what you think. And you guys will let me know. Let me know in the comments. Let me know in Discord. Let me know wherever you want. Now, I just unhinged my rudder pedal, so I might not be able to use my rudders in this landing like at all. We're going to give that a try. What I did notice is all the people using videos for this always flew with like zero wind. But basically, if I want to, it feels like if I want to pitch to adjust my height, I have to trim. Like the elevator basically does nothing. Yeah, I can't use my rudders right now. They're gonna slide off. So I'm gonna stop the recording there. That's not a plane problem. That was my fault right there. And that's because my rudder pedal came off there. off the sticky tape. But anyways, we're gonna end it there, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed. Brand new Falcon 50. Pretty hard landing. Let's see if we can grease it. We gotta do one more. See if we can grease this thing.
Sink rate. Sink rate. Light slope, 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 light slope.
40, 30, 20, 10.
Too much. Oh, it's so low. I'm not used to how low it is. I'm thinking we're gonna touch now. We're gonna touch now. We're gonna touch now. Nope. Let's try again.
Light slope, light slope.
I'm gonna start. I'm gonna not even flare till it basically
Light slope.
15-ish feet.
Light slope, light slope.
40, 30, 20, 10.
Oh, that one it hits. That one's gonna hit.
Light slope, light slope. Light slope, light slope. Light slope, light slope. Light slope. Light slope, light slope.
40, 30, 20, 10.
Yeah, I don't know. There's something weird there. It just feels weird in the landing. Could be me. You know, whatever. But we're gonna end it there, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Our rudder is still off its mount, so I can't use them right now. But we're going to end that one there. Yeah, bigger airplanes like Boeing aircraft, including the ones Fiat Ever always stayed on. I just want you guys to feel like Fiat Ever is typically off for landings. Yeah, this is off. This is off. These last 3 landings were off. So not worth it release? Oh, it's worth the release. They just update the flight model a little bit. It just feels awkward to me. It could just be me. That's just, guys, this is my opinion. I just don't think it feels like what I'd expect it to feel like from my flight sim experience for 12 years / flight instructing, and now on the RJ. I don't really feel a plane that flies like this. It kind of flies like the Citation rudder, and I hated the way the rudder worked on the Citation in the sim. It was very much the same thing. And then the pitch is very basically in a real airplane you can get the airplane trimmed, and then from that point on very little trimming you'll actually have to do. Once it's trimmed quite well, you don't have to trim it all that much anymore. In these default Microsoft airplanes, you find you have to do tons of trimming all the time, and I find that's the same case with this aircraft, and that's what makes me lead to believe that it's made from a default flight model that's been tweaked and edited. The Citation suffers from this, and the CRJ suffers from this, and the CRJ I know for sure was built off a default flight model that was edited, a default Microsoft code. So that's why I'm leading to believe that, because I'm still on the beta team for the CRJ, and I helped develop that flight model for 2020. So I know what goes into this kind of stuff and how they do it, and that's what makes me lead to believe they're building this off a default coded Microsoft code and not a from scratch version, because it feels like a default coded one, and I hate the way it feels in the pitch and the rudder axes. But those are my opinions. If you guys want to check this airplane out, it does come out on the 25th. It's still going to be a good addition to your hangar. You're not going to see the problems probably like I will, because unless you fly real world for jets and stuff, you probably won't care. You'll just think it flies like that, and you'll go for it and have fun. But I think you'll still be where it's about, what, $40? It's still worth the purchase if you like business jet travel. I think you'll have a good time in it. But we'll see you guys on the next streams. Bye bye for now.